My first job was actually, I'm from the country, so my grandpa owned this little Bud's Country Corner, we called it. It was a little grocery store, liquor store, pawn shop, and I worked there when I was 10 years old, and it was kind of a twofold job. So whenever I was a little girl, I started in the entertainment industry early, and I made these little CDs. So every time somebody would come through and bring their groceries, I would check them out and I'd be like, you want to buy one of my CDs? So that was my first job. My first dream job was definitely winning the Miss Kentucky pageant. A lot of people don't know that Miss Kentucky is a job, but you actually, for a whole year, you work for the state of Kentucky and you travel across the state, you speak to schools, you do events, you speak at the House and the Senate. It's a wonderful opportunity. It was the hardest job I've held as of yet, but that was my dream job. I think everyone's given a certain set of talents and gifts to work with, and I think that you have to look at that first, and then you find a job that kind of fits that mold, and then you go for it. I think that so many people nowadays, especially children, they look at somebody and they say, I want to be famous, I want to be a singer, but they don't sing. So I think the first thing that you have to do when pursuing your dream job, what do you love to do? I think that success, or when you're successful in a job, is when you're happy being in that place. And if you stayed in that place doing that job for the rest of your life, you'd be happy. My first dream was being a country music singer. I loved singing, and I kind of walked away from that, and I went into television and then this adventure stuff and with Miss America, and a part of me kind of always wishes that I could have seen what it would be like. I turned down a record deal like at the last minute, went a different direction, but if I could trade jobs with someone, I may pick like a Carrie Underwood. No, I would pick Miranda Lambert. I've always wanted to play guitar too, just to see like what that life would have been like had I gone down that path of that dream job. I'd also kind of like to trade just for like a couple days, like Bear Grylls or something. I'm an adventurer at heart. I did The Amazing Race 3 times, and I love kind of roughing it in the wild. Like I said, I'm from the country. So I wouldn't like for that to be my career or my dream job, because I don't want to do it all the time, but I'd like to trade jobs for him for like a day. I've had so many defining moments during my dream jobs, during my moments of success. I would have to say one really defining moment was the night of Miss America. It was a live show on stage for 2 hours, and never in my life have I felt so much gratitude welling up in me. It didn't matter if I won that night. I was runner-up. It didn't matter if I'd fallen flat on my face. It felt like everything in my life was kind of coming full circle in that moment. I could look out in the crowd and I could see my family cheering, and I knew walking off that stage, whether they put the crown on my head or not, that I was in my dream job. My dream job was competing for Miss America, and I'd already made my family, my hometown. Gosh, so it almost makes me emotional like talking about it. I'd already done what I needed to do, and I didn't need another crown. This is Dream Jobbing with Mallory Ervin. Change your story.